Well, we're back on the Hurricane Net Live, and I'm using the wire today instead of the beam. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to pick up more net controls as they move around. And anyway, we'll see what happens. Here's the 14325 Hurricane Net. It's about 10:30 a.m. on September the 10th. It is coming in pretty good, too.
This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic opening? Emergency or priority traffic only, please. Over. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net, and the net is now calling for reporting stations from within the affected area of Hurricane Irma. Your call sign only, please. Over. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net, and let us once again at the bottom of the hour go to the latest bulletin. Hurricane Irma Advisory number 46 from the National Weather Service National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida. The timestamp 1500 Coordinated Universal Time. That's 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This date, Sunday, September the 10th, 2017. Irma is headed for the South Florida coast. Winds consistently increased over South Florida. Here's a summary of the 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 1500 UTC information. Irma's location, 25.0 north or 81.5 west. About 80 miles or 125 kilometers south-southeast of Naples, Florida. About 115 miles or 180 kilometers south-southeast of Fort Myers, Florida. Maximum sustained winds for Irma at this hour is 130 miles per hour. That's 215 kilometers per hour. Present movement to the north or 350 degrees at 90 miles per hour or 15 kilometers per hour. Pressure at this time, 93 miles or 27.5 inches of mercury. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net continuing with advisory number 46 for Hurricane Irma. There are no changes in watches and warnings for this advisory. I would summarize the existing watches and warnings at this time. A storm surge warning is in effect for the South Cascade River in South Carolina southward to Jupiter Inlet, Florida. North Miami Beach southward around the Florida Peninsula to the Oklahoma River, Florida Keys, and Tampa Bay. Hurricane warning is Trinidad Beach southward around the Florida Peninsula to Indian Bay. The Florida Keys north of Virginia Beach, Florida, to Edison, in the Bahamas. This is 53 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net within the South Calling for reporting stations from within the affected area of Hurricane Irma. Your call sign is please over. Advisory number 46 for Hurricane Irma. Storm surge warning. The danger of life-threatening inundation from rising water moving inland from the coastline during the next 36 hours in the indicated locations. If you'd like a depiction of areas at risk, please see the National Weather Service Storm Surge Watch Warning record available at hurricanes.gov. That's hurricanes.gov. This is a life-threatening situation. Persons located within these areas should take all necessary actions to protect life and property from rising waters and the potential for other dangerous conditions. Promptly follow evacuation and other instructions from local officials. Interests elsewhere in the southeastern United States should monitor the progress of Irma. For storm information specific to your area in the United States, including possible inland watches and warnings, please monitor products issued by your local National Weather Service forecast cluster. For storm information specific to your area outside the United States, please monitor products issued by your National Meteorological Service. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net. The net is now calling for reporting stations from within the affected area of Hurricane Irma. Your call sign is please over. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net and continue with the discussion and 48-hour outlook for Hurricane Irma. At 1500 Coordinated Universal Time, that's 11 a.m. Eastern Time, the center of Hurricane Irma was located.
And I just can't sit here and listen to that without making a comment. There's some asshole broadcasting the Weather Bureau automated report right on top of the hurricane net, purposely interfering with his transmission. I hope that son of a bitch will, his radio equipment will be struck by lightning and burned up and destroyed. That's what needs to happen to that asshole.
Afternoon.
Sorry for the rant.
Are near 130 miles per hour. That's 215 kilometers per hour with minor gusts. Irma is a Category 4 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. While weakening is forecast, Irma is expected to remain a powerful hurricane while it moves near or along the west coast of Florida. Hurricane force winds extend outwards up to 80 miles, that's 130 kilometers from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 220 miles or 350 kilometers. A 120 mile per hour or 193 kilometer per hour gust was recently reported at the National Key Deer Refuge in Big Pine Key. But the chain wind of 62 miles per hour or 100 kilometers per hour with a gust of 9 or 4 miles per hour was reported at the Federal Aviation Administration Station at Miami International Airport. A pressure of 9 or 40 millibars was measured in the column of the eye in Upper Sugarloaf Key. That's 27 decimal and the minimum central pressure reported by an Air Force Hurricane Hunter aircraft is reported at 933 millibars or 27.55 inches. You're listening to advisory number 46 from the National Weather Service for Hurricane Irma. More to come, Rick. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net. The net is now calling for reporting stations from within the affected area of Hurricane Irma. Your call sign only, please. Over. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net. Let's talk about hazards affecting land. First of all, the combination of a dangerous storm surge and the tide will cause normally dry areas near the coast to be flooded by rising waters moving inland from the shoreline. The water is expected to reach the following height above ground if the peak surge occurs at the time of high tide. From Cape Sable to Captiva, 10 to 15 feet. Captiva to Anna Maria Island, 6 to 10 feet. Card Sound Bridge through Cape Sable, including the Florida Keys, 5 to 10 feet. Anna Maria Island to Clearwater Beach, including Tampa Bay, 5 to 8 feet. North Miami Beach to Card Sound Bridge, including Biscayne Bay, 3 to 5 feet. The South Sandy River to Bernardino Beach, 4 to 6 feet. Clearwater Beach to the Ocklawaha River, 4 to 6 feet. Bernardino Beach to Jupiter Inlet, 2 to 4 feet. And north of Miami Beach to Jupiter Inlet, 1 to 2 feet. The deepest water will occur along the immediate coast in areas of onshore winds, where the surge will be accompanied by large and destructive waves. Surge-related flooding depends on the relative timing of the surge and the tidal cycle and can vary greatly over short distances. For information specific to your area, please see products issued by your local National Weather Service forecast office. And the combination of life-threatening storm surge and large breaking waves will raise water above normal tide levels. Now, as far as wind is concerned, hurricane conditions are expected to continue within the hurricane warning area along the north coast of Cuba through this morning. Hurricane conditions are continuing across portions of the Florida Keys and southern Florida. Winds affecting the upper floors of high-rise buildings will be significantly stronger than those near ground level. Tropical storm and hurricane conditions are expected to spread northward across the remainder of the warning area through Monday. Tropical storm Tropical storm conditions are possible in the watch area in the northwestern Bahamas today. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net. More time. Break. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net. The net is now calling for reporting services from within the affected area of Hurricane Irma. Your call sign only, please. Over. is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net and continuing with Irma Advisory number 46, timestamp 1500 Universal Time today. Irma is expected to produce the following rain accumulations through Wednesday. Western Cuba, an additional 1 to 3 inches with isolated 5 inches. The Western Bahamas, an additional 2 to 4 inches, isolated 6 inches. The Florida Keys, 1.5 to 2.0 inches, isolated 2.5 inches. The Western Florida Peninsula, 1.0 to 1.5 inches, isolated 2 inches. Eastern Florida Peninsula and Southeast Georgia, 8 to 1.2 inches, isolated 1.6 inches. The rest of Georgia, the Eastern Florida Peninsula, the Southern and Western South Carolina and Western North Carolina, 3 to 8 inches, isolated 1 to 2 inches. And Eastern Alabama and Southern Tennessee, 2 to 5 inches. In all areas, this rainfall may cause life-threatening flash floods and, in some areas, mudslides. Tornadoes are also possible through tonight, mainly across southern, central, and eastern portions of the Florida Peninsula. And we caution you to not venture outside when the calm eye of the hurricane passes over, as dangerous winds will return very quickly when the eye moves away. Swells generated by Irma are affecting the southeast coast of the United States. These swells are likely to cause life-threatening surf and rip current conditions. Please consult products from your local weather office for further information. The next intermediate advisory scheduled for 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That is 1800 Universal. The next complete advisory comes along at 5 o'clock or 2100 Universal. The forecaster is Posh. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. Now, if you need information on the Dutch islands of St. Martin, St. Eustatius, and Saba, please visit our website homepage for complete details. The website, hotelwhiskeynovember.OscarRomeoGolf. We also have additional information regarding health and welfare nets, numbers, and web addresses as well. We will add to this list of information as we receive it. Once again, the website address, hotelwhiskeynovember.OscarRomeoGolf. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net. More to come, right? May I have the call sign again, please? Over. Kilowatt Golf 5 Echo Yankee Uniform Bubba in Central Texas. How can we help you this afternoon, sir? Over. All right, very good, sir. Well, we're glad to have you aboard, and we do thank you for checking in this afternoon. And we will be clear with Kilowatt Golf 5 Echo Yankee Uniform. I'll wish you 73, Bubba. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is a directed net. Out. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. Our purpose here is to provide weather data to the National Hurricane Center and, of course, to provide advisories to the affected area of Hurricane Irma as well. The secondary function. We provide backup communications for official agencies. Now, health and welfare traffic is being handled by the Center Net on 14.265 megahertz, operating daily from 9 a.m. Central Time to 6 p.m. Central Time. That's 15 Universal to 23 Universal. They are handling outside can be found on our website homepage. That is Hotel Whiskey November Oscar Romeo Golf. Once again, Hotel Whiskey November Oscar Romeo Golf. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. Out. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is the direction and now call for reporting station within the affected area of Hurricane Irma. Your call sign only to the over.
KB4 MTS remote in North Carolina. Testing the W1XWX remote KB4 MTS North Carolina. This time by.
This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net for all amateur radio operators, Ameritron ALS600, and shortwave listeners. The Hurricane Watch Net will be reading the latest advisory information the moment it has been posted by the National Hurricane Center and repeated at the top and bottom of each hour. If we are able to accept this time, we will read the latest as soon as possible. Out. This is Whiskey 3 Echo November Kilo for the Hurricane Watch Net. This is the directed net. And for our reporting stations, we ask you to provide the weather information. We would like the following from you. First of all, your call sign and your location at the time of the observation. Tell us if your wind speed is measured or estimated. Tell us the sustained wind speed average over 1 minute and wind speed and wind direction. Also, tell us if your barometer has been calibrated recently and the current barometric pressure. Briefly describe your weather equipment, make model of the location and height of your thermometer. Your observation. For example, right now, storm surge, and so forth. Your cooperation helps not the best of the world.
Well, no signal coming from them right now. I checked voice over IP and there's no signal there either. So they may have either something happened to whoever was transmitting, or they've taken a break, or who knows. Anyway, the Hurricane Net is not transmitting right at this second. I'm going to break the stream and I'll come back a little later and we'll do this again. Actually, probably the next 3 hours, 4 hours are going to be the most interesting as it makes its first landfall in the mainland anyway. It's already hit the Keys, but it hadn't hit the mainland yet. So be interesting, maybe some interesting things we can hear in a few hours. Anyway, I'll be back then. Gonna take a little break and drop the stream.